travel around the world seeking fortune and fame. 5-star hotels, buses and planes. So many people I meet, so many sights to see. When people say living the dream, you know they're talking about me. Well, when I make the scene, I'm dressed to the nines, from my chain drive wallet to my shades I'm refined. Sporting goodwill threads, I'm a sight to see. When people say living the dream, you know they're talking about me. Let 'em talk. She threw me out in December, said my shit was getting old. I underpinned the trailer, now I'm out of the cold. Eating fried bologna and Ben's watching TV. When people say living the dream, you know they're talking about me. When people say living the dream, you know they're talking about me. When people say living the dream, you know they're talking about me. Thank you so much. Like 4 words, he plays his guitar riff. And I knew when there's a middle section in this song, when we get to it, it sounded like the part where somebody would throw a body in a river. And I went, hell yeah. We're going to have a song about killing. And one of the things that I thought was, I came from, I lived and grew up in North Carolina, went to Nashville. I've been through the machine where they go, now if we interject the line here about weed eaters, then perhaps Marshall Johnson will record it. Well, and I just like, so when this record, when they got a chance to write with him, I'm like, pardon my language, fuck the world, I'm writing some weird shit. So here we go. This is a song about killing. It's called Not Today. I found out my woman been sneaking around. Found her with a man somewhere out of town. Left her behind my back like I was a joke. Well, I got the last laugh. I ain't just blowing smoke, 'cause every dog is gonna have his day. And there's gonna be hell pain. me a shotgun and my brother's boat. The cement blocks and a logging chain now, so he don't float. It's a good night for fishing, the water's still black. Two of us are going, only one will be coming back. 'Cause every dog is gonna have his daddy, and there's gonna be hell pain. Too many times it seems the bad guys get away. Whoa, not today. Here's that part I was telling you about. Know it's been 4 years since he went down. Nobody drank the river, nobody asked around. Guess she don't miss him, she never shed a tear. It's a hell of a story nobody's ever gonna hear. 'Cause every dog is gonna have his day. Ain't no witness, ain't no crime. Me and my woman been doing fine. Thank you. Yeah, some people just gotta die, you know, and that's kind of what was, and that was kind of funny, it was really just liberating. The one good thing, the bad thing is, like you said, we're selling lava lamps. The good thing is, we really have the freedom to do what it is that we want to do and be honest. And we've met a lot of people on the boat that were really complimentary about what we do and say it's real honest Southern rock. I mean, what are you going to get from a bunch of boys from the South? Story. This is my version.
I'll correct him later.
Yes. Well, you correct anybody you want to. Okay. There's certain parts we'll leave out. You know, if we didn't want you to talk, we wouldn't have given you a microphone.
I don't know why I have a fucking microphone right now.
I don't have one.
Yes. Yes, you're right. You don't. Anyway, but I can hand you one. Okay, quickly. Just to throw this together, Marty had the concept. He was in another band, and he got out of that band, and he wanted to really have a true Southern rock band. So he contacted me. We had a lineup that was actually a band, but all the band members were a band that Marty had been in before. And one by one, when you start trying to climb a mountain or take on the world, you find out that everybody's not in it to win it. You know, everybody's got a different way that they want it, and people fall off by the wayside. It happens, and. The person that we added, of all the band members that are in here now, and I'll go in order, and if I mess up, correct me. We had an opportunity to pick up this young man back here on the keyboards. They said, Johnny Webb is, and I didn't know Johnny really well. We grew up, 15 miles apart, but really didn't know each other. And I said, they called me. I still lived in Nashville at the time, and they said, "Well, we got a chance to get Johnny Webb, but I just want to know what you think." And I said, "You hadn't got him yet? Call his ass and tell him he's in." And we did, and it was one of the greatest things we've ever done because this is one of the finest people on the planet right here. An absolute talented artist, musician, and one of the best people you'll ever meet. And we're just thankful to have him. Johnny, you've been in how long now?
8 years.
8 years. So Johnny's been with us for a while. And then, you know, things happen, and you know, people go, and we had some guitar players and some bass players, and we won't get personal, and we had an opportunity to pick up this young man over here, Jim Bolt. And Jim Bolt thought I was the biggest asshole in the world when we met.
Funny story.
Funny
story. I don't mean to hold this up, but Preacher Stone's playing at a bar down the road, and I'm like, let's go watch them. You know, this would be great.
I was there this night.
Yeah,
I can validate.
And here comes Ronnie, like this freaking BMW comes flying into the damn parking lot, and the dude jumps out. I'm like, oh, that's the singer, and he just goes blowing right by me into the building. I'm like, does he not know who the fuck I am? What an asshole. And no, I mean, we were into my first gig with these guys was at Throttle Fest in Myrtle Beach. We had 6 days together. Didn't really know them. And I told him after about 2 days, I said, I've never been so wrong about a person a day in my life. Because Ronnie Riddle's one of the best dudes you'll ever meet. He just happened to be having a fucking bad day.
Love you, buddy. Well, we had guitar players, and you know, and there's a lot of egos. And the thing I'll say about this bunch, I mean, I'm surrounded. I'm just fortunate to be surrounded by some of the most talented people that I've seen. And everybody's real cool with what they do, and they're real comfortable with who they are, and it's not a big deal. And you know, nobody's in it for them, and that was the beauty. We systematically got those people out, and we replaced one guitar player with another guitar player, and then you know, it was just bad. I mean, it was the most unhappy person I've ever seen. Maybe it was us, I don't know. But anyway, we were at a gig, and Ben had played in a blues band, with Jim. And Ben's at our gigs, and Ben starts coming to our gigs because him and Bolt are real good friends. And I just walked up to Ben one day and went, "How long will it take you to work in?"
No, Ben would look at me and go, "Man, the Preacher Stone guys are at our gig." So it made us really nervous.
I get a phone call from Marty. Our blues band is on a tour down in South Florida, and I get a phone call from this number, and I'm at the bar drinking, right? I get a phone call from a number.
I'm surprised.
I don't recognize the phone number, and I answer it, and I said, "Hello," and it's Marty. He says, "Hey, man, this is Marty Hill from Preacher Stone." It's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" He goes, "Man, I'd like to offer you the gig." I was like, "Well, let me get home, and we can start working on some stuff." He goes, "All right, bye."
That was real right there.
That's exactly how.
If you've ever talked to Marty on the phone, you know that's how he gets off the phone. He goes, "All right, bye."
It's like you could be talking about the most emotional thing in the world. It's like, bye. All right, so we add Ben, and we got a pretty good little thing going, and everything's fine, and we're out doing some cruises and playing and all, and it's working. And we have an issue with the drummer, and it's time. We got time to part ways, so we start auditioning drummers. And I will say this. I'm going to go back. I apologize. And one more thing about the Jim Bolt thing is we're trying to find a bass player. We had to do a gig or two where I played bass and sang, and everybody was like, "Wow, I didn't know you could play a guitar." And I was no. And I was, you know, I'd done it. But we had so many bass players. We were honored. We had so many bass players that wanted to be auditioned. We couldn't do them all. So Marty said, "Split it in half. You take half of them, and I'll take the other half." And I'm having people coming to my house, and I'm going, "No, it doesn't go like that. It goes like this." And I'm thinking, if I've got to show you, why do I want you? And he comes in, man, and he just ripped it off. And Jim and Ben both. I mean, they're just their attitudes and just funny. I mean, they love them. It created, so now we need a drummer, right? So we start auditioning drummers, and you get, this drummer's okay, but that drummer's, and then you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Ben says, before we give anybody the gig, I got this guy I want you to hear. And I said, okay. He said, just hear it. Just hear it. He said, now I'm going to tell you straight up. He's a 6'7" black kid with dreadlocks. And me and Marty are like, I like it. We just opened up our demographic right there. You know? But in November of 2015, we holed up in our little studio in Landis, North Carolina, and we brought this young man in right here, and it has not been the same. He brings something to it. And he can reach me from back there too. But it has not been the same, and people have come up to us on the boat and said, it's just something different. A guy told me yesterday, he goes, man, I liked y'all before. Actually, I didn't really like y'all before. I mean, I liked you okay. And then I heard you with him, and it's like, oh yeah. And that's how, and you know who you are, Steve. And anyway, but it's just we love each other, and when there's the van. If you could ever do a reality series in our van as we travel down the highway, it would be a hit, but there would be a parental advisory on it.
Yeah, a non-disclosure form.
Yes, exactly. But anybody else with a question? Because we can talk about it. But is there anything you want to know? We'll play another song, or play another song. Oh, can we do proof?
Yeah, man.
I want to talk about this. I got a great question from a young lady before. She said, do you write lyrics from the inside or the outside? And I watched that thing. She asked Charlie Starr the same thing. So, I'm in that category. But anyway, I kind of write songs from the character's perspective, and then I edit them from outside the character. And I expose my feelings and our feelings in songs, that things that we feel, because that we are who we are, and if we're honest in a song, then if you feel that way, then we'll make the connection. And to me, a song's got to make you vulnerable, because if you come across as being all cool and all that and all together, people don't relate to that. I had a really good friend of mine by the name of Charlie Myers, who's no longer with us. He passed away. We had this music that we're going to play for you here, and we had no subject, and I went out drinking with him one night. He came to where I live, and we went out and had a few drinks, and I thought, man, I love this guy. I mean, we just talk about the craziest stuff and stay out way too late. And he's my real friend. So I was kind of inspired, and I usually do a lot of rewriting and a lot of editing, but honestly, in this case, the lyrics to this song just happened one time through, and it was done. And it's a drinking song. It's on our first record. It's called Livin Proof. Livin Proof. There just ain't no way I should still be here today. Guess God is watching over fools. It's been a long winding road, and I've paid the dues and debts I owe, but I wouldn't have made it without you. Oh, friend of mine, we get better with That song just sounded, I went out drinking. I'm like, man, I'm a little high, a little drunk, a little drunk, to be honest with you. Not high, just drunk. There's a difference. See, high is illegal, drunk is cool. I was a little drunk. And I was just thinking about my buddy, and about 3 or 4 years later, or 3 years later, he passed away, and it's like now I cannot sing that song without thinking about him. So there's a moment for you. Let's have a brighter, happier moment. I'm at Marty's house one day. We were trying to write songs, and he goes, I got this idea. He said, I got a lyrical idea. I said, okay. He said, reaching for the nightstand, my fingers reassure me as they wrap around my cold piece of steel. I'm like, okay, how are we gonna use this? So, we think about it for a while, and it comes around, and then we get ready to work, and he comes up with that, play that riff, that opening riff for that. So that's what I got to work with. And we're just like, all these ideas, you write down, like Jim said, we forget a lot of them, you put them down, and then you got to change. And then all of a sudden, here comes music. And it's like, now we got to tell a story. And it's weird, and I tell people this, and they look at me like, no, you're lying. But I hear things in music, when I hear a certain chord progression or a certain series of notes or a certain rhythm, it gives me an idea of what that story should be about, and that's just strange. People always say, which comes first, the lyrics or the word or the chords? Yes. It could be any way. So this is what we put into that, and Marty's a weapons enthusiast. I mean, if you like a gun, he's probably got it. Put it this way, if the world ends, we're all going to Marty's house. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this is a true story. I just moved into my place, and right next on either side of me had just gotten broken into, and so I was upstairs and heard some rattling and messing around downstairs, and so I, in the dark, reached for my nightstand, and my Colt Series 80 45 was right there. There's nothing that feels reassuring and you need it to feel that thing. And so I came down full cocked and locked, and I was looking around the corner, and there's a guy trying to pry my sliding glass door open. And so I was thinking to myself, come on in. And he skedaddled, something scared him off. But anyway, Ronnie took the little part, and this is the tune.
Yeah, I'd have skedaddled too. Let's play it. As they wrap around my cold piece of steel, I got one eye on the window, one eye on the back door, wondering if that noise is real. Cross me and you'll find I ain't the right newsman on the TV is starting to concern me. Says they schoolers running wild in the street, raising hell in the neighborhood, cause they think the picking's good. I ain't scared, I'm back in heat, and just cross me and you'll find I ain't the right kind. Just give them yours, I'll keep it in mind. I ain't the running kind. Make your peace with the Lord, my friend. Come on. Yes, sir.
A lot of your songs have, for lack of a better description, cliches. Yeah. And is that just you talking? You know.
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Shit your daddy told you when you was growing up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, there's a lot to be said about a cliche, because if it wasn't true, people wouldn't keep saying it. You know?
Every dog has its
Right. Yes. And be honest with you.
Day late and dollar short.
Thank you for pointing that out. Here's what I did. When I was a kid, I was a sponge. And my dad took pictures for Epic Records, and I got to go to a lot of places and meet a lot of people, and he drug me along, and I got to meet a lot of people, you know, I could name them, whatever, and I would always ask them questions, and I read everything I could, and I read somewhere where Steven Tyler said that if you looked at all the old Aerosmith records, it was SOS, Walk This Way, Same Old Song and Dance, Rats in the Cellar, Toys in the Attic, all these cliches. Those are things that people remember.
That's right.
And that's why. But yeah, I do it on purpose. We do it on purpose because it's the thing. It's like, I don't even know where I heard "Not Today," but I've been saying it for a while, you know, and I've seen t-shirts that says "Not Today, Satan," or "Not Today," or "Not Today," whatever. They subconsciously stick in and then they just come out. So yeah.
I'm gonna kind of add to this and segue slightly. You talk about the cliches and such, and you know, one of the reasons when Marty called me that day, one of the reasons that I agreed to be a part of the band is we had been Preacher Stone fans, and like if
We weren't even in the band.
we weren't even in the band, but we would go and watch them play, and vice versa. If they were in town not on tour, they would come and watch us play, this and that. The one thing about song lyrics, and the biggest selling factor of why that I was excited to be a part of this group, was the fact that as a fan, when I would go and watch Ronnie play, I would believe every word that came out of his mouth. And his writing style and how he presents these ideas and these feelings, I found myself believing it, and I think that's what makes a great song. And if there's the cliche in there to give you the hook, you know, I think that's
Lyrical hook would be.
Yeah, no, but back to the asshole thing, I thought he was some kid from Nashville. I had no idea he was from Rowan County. That's pretty much redneck street cred right there. I thought he was some jackass up in Nashville when I'm a country singer. And he blew right past me. I was like, kiss my ass, yeah. Nashville punk. He's like, no, I'm from Roco.
I live over
oh shit.
Called Living
Yes, sir.
Dangerously. Living Dangerously.
Yeah.
My most influential writers.
And admired and felt like they really offered a lot to you in helping your career.
I had to walk past my sister's room growing up. And everything, when I walked past the hall, there was things coming out of there like Jackson Browne and Billy Joel and, you know, all this different stuff. And then you go up in my room and you're listening to AC/DC and Aerosmith and Thin Lizzy and all this kind of stuff. So like I said earlier, I was just a sponge. To me, Philip Lynot's a god. Philip Lynott is a god. Ronnie Van Zant is a god. And those are probably two of my big influences. Jackson Brown, God, you asked me, I can't. Right now, Jason Isbell, if I ever see him, I'm going to punch that guy in the head. Because he is just fucking wonderful. And I just go, I want to be that so bad, you know. But, you know, Jason Isbell is one. It's all people from around. And Steve Earle was one.
Dan Baird.
Dan Baird's another, yeah. All right, we had a question back here. Yes, ma'am.
I love you guys. The first time I saw y'all was at a Harley Davidson place in Statesville. Blindfold Josh.
Okay, we will. We'll blindfold Josh and let him play in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'll tell you what, we're going to be here 11:30 on Friday night. Skinner's done. I think we could probably do our little medley and let Jonathan play. Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you.
11:30 at Spinnaker on Friday, in here on Friday night. You'll get to see the boy play blindfolded. Is that okay? Yes, sir.
How about in that last song, the bass player, don't you want to go, we're all in?
Yeah, you goddamn right. Go Tigers.
Yes, sir.
I've gotten so many damn things, and I watch this. People keep bringing me stuff that they're stealing off the boat. So as long as I can get it off the boat, we're good.
Those guys in the white suits are going to be waiting
Yeah,
for
well,
you.
I'm just saying, if y'all would like fall down and fake a seizure, I can get this shit off Saturday.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. We can go around and tell everybody that I was the worst musician. I'll start with me. I was the worst musician in the world. My father's a gospel singer, a gospel bass singer, and a gospel quartet. That's what he wanted to do. And then he had me and my sister, and the plans changed. But that love of music and that being around and all the family sitting around the piano singing. The funny thing was, I was the absolute most non-talented person ever. In junior and little choir in church, they put me far away from the microphone because I was bad and loud both together at the same time. And I wanted to be a guitar player. I never wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a guitar player, and I had no natural talent for guitar, but I did take lessons. And I said this the other day, and I mean this, and I'll try not to choke up when I said this. I had a music theory teacher in high school that had a class full of people that wanted to grow up and be classical musicians and band directors. And he knew that long-haired kid in the back didn't want that. And he came up to me after about the third day and he said, listen, I know this isn't for you, but you just be quiet and pay attention and act like you care. And every day at the end of class, I want you to have a question for me. And if I can't answer it, I'll answer it the next day. So his guidance taught me a little bit about music that I know, but I struggled as a guitar player, and then I became a singer because every singer was a dickhead, and it was like we just played a high school dance, and the singer thinks he's wonderful now, and like all that kind of stuff. So that way. So Marty, how about you? How'd you start?
Well, I started out taking classical guitar lessons, when I was 10 years old, but. By the time I got to high school, I was still playing the thing, and some girl came up to me one time and she said, you'd be a lot cooler if you played an electric guitar, and played some rock and roll stuff. And then by the time, right before I got into high school, I discovered Leonard Skinner, and was in high school when the plane crash happened. And my graduating annual has Leonard Skinner on it instead of my name, by the way. And Gary and Bob Burns signed my annual for it, and they actually took it up on one of these cruises. They took it up, and he sat with his daughter and read all the stuff. Like, one day you'll be playing with Leonard Skinner, that's what my classmates were writing. So it came full circle, but most of the stuff I learned was by ear, burning up Leonard Skinner albums. You skip the needle across there, you wear it. I wore out probably like 7 copies of One More from the Road, trying to learn how to play that stuff.
I was so far out into the country when I was a little kid, there was not kids for miles, so I played in the woods by myself. And I heard Magic Carpet Ride by Steppenwolf. And I was like, damn, listen to that organ. And I wanted to play so bad, and I didn't even have a keyboard. I painted one on a school desk, acted like I was playing. And my mom buys me a little Magnus Ford organ about this big. And I sit there and I'd work 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, till I got to where I could do a little something. and a great band comes through town, and I'm going, I'm a keyboard player. Well, what kind of keyboard you got? I really don't have any. They bought me keyboards. Yes, and they took me on the road, and hell, I was gone for 20 years. They just threw me in the mix, and it happened. That's why I play with my eyes closed, because I have no friggin' earthly idea where it comes from. I just feel it. So, thank God. Thank you.
You gonna tell the David Letterman story?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to talk about doing David Letterman.
No, tell him.
Yeah, we gotta tell them now.
So,
Robinson, I was on David Letterman.
what, so
See how well we all get along.
I grew up in Southeast Georgia, and you know my mom worked 3 jobs. I have 3 brothers, and you know, so nobody had any money, you know. And I would go over to my friend's house, and he had cable, so we watch MTV. And this is back when MTV actually played music. You weren't watching a bunch of fucking like pregnant teenagers running around on television back when we were watching MTV. And I saw this music video, and it was Motley Crue, and there was you know, Vince Neil and you know, Motley Crue, and they had all these hot chicks and like Ferraris and shit, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. That's what I want to do. And so for my 8th birthday, my birthday was coming up, and my dad asked me, and he says, "Well, what do you want for your birthday?" I said, I want a guitar, because I'm gonna be a rock star like that dude I saw on TV. And so he went to like this pawn shop, and it was like, it probably cost him $40, and he brings me home this electric guitar, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I didn't realize it was a huge piece of shit, but whatever. I start figuring out how to jingle on the thing, and my parents are divorced, so I would go down to my dad's on the weekends, and he toured and played music all of his life, and I started listening to some Stevie Ray Vaughan records, and my dad comes into my bedroom at his house, and he goes, what record is that on? And I said, no, I'm just playing. Then he calls all of his friends over. He said, you guys got to see this. So just to humor Marty, the next thing I know, I'm going and I'm playing all these jam nights around, you know, Southeast Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida area, and this agent finds me, and I don't know, maybe a few months later, my mom and I flew to New York, and we did the David Letterman show. That was fun. That's right, Bolt. I'm Ben Robinson. I did Letterman, motherfucker.
Ben gets about a half-assed depressed. He just Googles himself, and the video comes up.
That's funny. But yeah, then go on and continue and keep playing, and now I ended up with these 5 goons, and here we are. I had the best time of my life, by the way.
Love you too.
Bo?
Oh no, I just play bass. Let's move on. Somebody bring me a beer.
Yeah, I want one too.
All right, come on, Josh.
You're not able to talk about it, Bo? Is it
It pains him. It pains him.
No, playing bass guitar. I played piano when everybody was out playing baseball. I played guitar for a little bit, and I wasn't worth a damn at it. And we had a singer when I was like 13 that had a bass and wanted to play and sing, but he couldn't do that shit either. So I was like, hey, I know the notes on the neck. Let me borrow the bass, your bass. Let me take your stuff to my house, and then that was it. You know, like what, 83, 84, I guess.
Did you ever see the bass again?
No, it's mine. It's at a pawn shop in Lenore, North Carolina. Right now, I have to pay rent.
Okay, I broke another mic stand.
Go on,
Josh.
Go ahead.
Well, you're up, Josh.
Hurry up, son. Quiet man.
Pull up my britches now.
It's all
Yeah, tall out.
What's up, guys? Y'all feeling good? In my family, I had cousins that were older than me, played drums. I've been playing since I was 2. I never had a kid or nothing like that. So I would get on my family's nerves by playing on pots and pans and shit at like 3 in the morning. That was like my favorite time for some reason. But then I would go down to the country and there's not shit to do. You don't get cable. It's like 3 stoplights. There's no movie theater or nothing. I was like, man, I keep getting in trouble because I keep breaking shit. I keep getting in fights and I keep getting my ass whooped. Not by the guy, but my grandma was.
When you got home.
Yeah, that was bad. But I stumbled across drums, and sadly to say, my cousins had already started, and they were better than me. And every time I sit down, they'd be like, "Dude, you suck. Get up, get up." Like, get up there, wrestle me off the kid, and I'd be like, "Look, man, one day when I get older, I'm beating all your asses, man. None of you gonna be able to see me on kid." And that's how it started. Like, we just got conditioned that way. And then you go to church, and it's like even worse, because you wouldn't believe the stuff that go. People think that people who go to church all, holy and stuff. They're really violent. Especially when it comes to learning music. They don't give a shit. Look, if you don't do the right thing, if you ain't paying attention, I heard some people say, you sit with Johnny Deal, you just watch him like a hog. That comes from church. Because if you didn't, a shoe was coming at your head or something like, dude, pay attention. We don't remove from that chorus. No. But that's how I got started. Then I ended up playing in a bunch of nightclubs. And fast forward, I'm in this, hole in the wall spot. I'm like, man, this might be cool. Little did I know, some of the best musicians in the world come in there. And Ben Robinson happened to be one of them that night. And I was in there, I was like,
In High Rock, yeah.
I'm gonna see what this has to offer. This really isn't my deal. I don't play this stuff.
Way too cool for it.
Then I came in here, and this dude is fucking like burning it up. I was like, I never heard a guitar like this before, And on the gospel side, guitar isn't our way. We don't do the solos and stuff. We can't. It's not like that. So I'm listening to this guy, and he's doing all these cool things, and he does a little finger trick on the. I don't know if he's done it. But he does this little finger trick on the guitar, and I was like, dude, that's so fucking cool, man. And in another life, I'm a guitar player. Either way.
I seen the video.
Yeah. Shut up.
It's Josh sitting on the couch at Ben's house, and he's noodling with his guitar, and he's trying, and he goes, "Fuck."
Yeah,
it lasts like 7 seconds, and that's exactly what it is.
That is my dreams, man. But either way it goes, I'm like, dude, man, you're black. I said, bro, I've never seen anybody play like that ever in my life, bro. You have like some real feel behind what you do. Like, I felt what you was doing, man. And he was like, dude, I think that's the best compliment I've had. He was like, dude, he didn't even tell me about that. I didn't know shit about David Letterman until he invited me to do an album of his. He did an album, and he was like, dude, dude, I would like you to come to the studio. This album, man, I think you're gonna like it. And I was like, whatever, man. Everybody always says this shit, and then you call them, and then it's like, oh, I forgot. Well, I'll forget about the shit my damn self. And I come back up to High Rock, and he was like, dude, I told you I had an album I wanted you to be on. And I go and do it. He liked it so much. Little did I know they needed a drummer. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll do it. He gave me 3 days to learn 10 songs. He always says it's cool. He gave me a whole album list of shit. I'm like, bro, I work. What am I gonna do? I'm like, dude, I got a job, dude. I got to do 10. He's like, dude, just make it work, man. You can do it. I heard you play, man.
I'll see you Tuesday.
I was like, shit. So fast forward, man, I'm here today, and dude, I've never seen a better group of people, man. You guys are great.
Y'all don't care if we go a little over, do you?
No. Nowhere to be.
No, we're fine. We ain't got nowhere to be. Listen, after this, lunch is on me in the cafeteria. I'll do a song for you that we lost a lot of people over this past year, and this next song's on the Pay Dirt record, unless it's renamed now. It's the Play Dirty now. Play Dirty record, according to over there.
That's right.
But
It's all on the side.
I just had a thought about my life, you know, and our lives as people, because I know these guys very well. We talk all the time. We share a lot of the same emotions and the same feelings and stuff. And I just thought, okay, what if, when I die? How do I want to be remembered? What would I need to say? What is everybody that needs to know about me? And here you go. Here's another one of your cliches. Meet my maker. Days are over, and they lay me down to rest. Don't you shed no tears of sorrow, 'cause I've been truly blessed. I've been truly blessed. Well, I love me one fine woman, and I'm proud to call you friend. And I watch my children grow, I hope they smile when they remember when it's my time. My don't you cry when I go to meet my maker. Things I thought would kill me only made me stronger. And it would be ungrateful to ask the good Lord for one day longer. When it's my time, my faith won't waver. Don't you cry when I go to meet my maker. Anybody else have a question? Anything? Yes, sir. I love it. I love playing like this because I'll be honest with you, I'm the luckiest person in this band. Because I always said when I was growing up, I'm going to be in a band where I'm the worst musician. And I'm a decent guitar player myself. My son said it best. He goes, some kids were over one day and I showed them something on the guitar. And one goes, damn, your dad can play guitar. He goes, I thought your dad was a singer. And my son said, when my dad's in a band and he's the worst guitar player, they're kicking ass. And I appreciate that. But for me, no, I enjoy this because they have to, you got to understand, and I'm going to brag on the boys here, they have to change parts. You know, there's a lot of songs that we would have liked to have played for you today that we can't because some things you can do on electric that you cannot do on acoustic. And they're all, we didn't rehearse this. This is not rehearsed. We just said, oh, we're going to, we didn't know when we walked on. I still don't know what we're playing next. I'm working on it. But to hear them reinvent themselves because of whatever, like Marty plays slide at the end of that song, and he didn't play slide there, he played, and like, because of that slide part's not there, that's to cue Josh when the ending comes, so Josh's not sure when the ending comes, so they're all listening and watching and communicating behind me. It's a powerful thing, so to me, I love this. Yeah, and I love being able to sit and talk to you while we do it.
There's something naked about it, you know? You can't hide. Like if I make a mistake, you're gonna hear it. So I'm gonna apologize now for all the mistakes that I've made up until this point.
Can we do one more? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Your hand on the Bible. Is that all right? Okay, we all. Quick story about this one. I'm gonna try. I teared up on that last song. I gotta be honest with you. What's the hardest part about what you do? Trying to sing when you want to cry. This one, I'm gonna get through this. Last year I about broke down on this. I wrote a song for my daughter and Marty's daughter. We have daughters and they're close to the same age and we're dads, and sometimes when your daughters hit teenage years, it's hard to be a dad. It's hard to deal with all these dad things, and it's rough, And so I wanted her to know how I felt, regardless of whether I was dead, gone, away, whatever. I wanted her to know that I was always there for her. Now here's another cliche for you. When you mean something in Landis, North Carolina, you may go with swear to God. But swear to God's so common. It's like, I swear to God, man. I'll kick your ass, I swear to God. That's not really you don't need to worry about that. But when somebody goes, hand on the Bible, dude, you need to think an ass whipping's coming. The only thing deeper than hand on the Bible is pinky swearing. That don't sound good in the song. This is called, yes sir.
Who wrote the music for that last song you played? Did you, Marty, or? I love the intro, I love the riff, I think it's well done and it's very moving.
Thank you so much. We'll talk about, we should have done Walk It Dry. That was the biggest challenge for me. If you ever get the Pay Dirt album and listen to Walk It Dry and imagine how I felt when he said, here, write some lyrics to this.
That was one of the harder ones.
Ronnie, I got a good one. Check it out.
Yeah, that's it. But man, it's awesome. But yeah, we love playing acoustic. We love being able to talk to you. And I told you a little bit of the story. I will finish the story. Riding with my teenage daughter in the car. There's a song about you on the new record. You know that, right? She said, yeah, Mom told me. And I said, well, would you like to hear it? And she goes, yeah, I guess. She's like her daddy.
Whatever.
She's like her daddy. I mean, in our house, if somebody goes, hey, Mom, I made straight A's, I'm on the Dean's list, we all go, that's good. You don't get the, oh my God, we're not that family. And I played it for her, put it in, and played it. Big moment, because when you play somebody something that you wrote, it's kind of like inviting them into your house to look at your underwear drawer. It's like, hey. So she's looking out the window, and I'm thinking, this is the dumbest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. I think I'm cool. But I'm not 13-year-old cool. I'm burning over there. And she turns and I catch her. I can get through this. She turns and I catch her. She's crying. So I start crying too. We're on the way to get school supplies. We had to sit in the parking lot of Walgreens for like 15 minutes for our faces. She said, Dad, promise me you'll never make me listen to that again. and the odd times that she does come to a show, the first thing she does is wants to see the set list. She wants to know what's before it, what's after it, because she's leaving when we're playing the first one and coming back in the middle of the second one. That's the way we do it. But this is called Hand on the Bible. You're my flesh and blood, the air that I breathe. All that's good about me and the treasure that I'll leave. I'll always be with you, every step of every road. Words don't do me justice, but I wanted you to know. Come hell or high water, until the end of time, no power on earth will ever break the ties that bind. Should tomorrow find me far away, dead and known, my hand on the Bible, you'll never be alone. There'll be times when you're feeling so down, the cold wind's blowing and a friend just can't be found. I'll always be with you, even when you stray. We're bound together soul to soul, we can't take that away. Come hell or high water, until the end of time, no power on earth will ever break the ties we bind. Should tomorrow find me far away, dead and alone, my hand on the Bible, you'll never be alone. see my